Hi, I'm Andy, and I'm a robot maker, part of the Robot Maker registered LEGO online community. And we're a group of folks that spend a lot of time building LEGO robots. I'm here to talk to you today about the brand new LEGO MINDSTORMS Robot Inventor 51515 set. So I actually have that. If we switch over to the overhead cam, you should be able to see this is the box. We're going to do an unboxing of this. So why don't we get started? I have not opened it yet, so these are going to be my sort of fresh reactions. All I've seen is the box art, and all I've done to this box is just cut the tape off. I have not opened it yet. So here we go. Taking off the cover. I do like how this lifts off for this set. That's a little unique for LEGO sets now. Usually they open sort of on the side. I'll set that to the side there. We'll dig into it here in a minute. So we got a lot of stuff in the kit. Let's start with the simple thing. Starts us off with a nice USB micro USB cable, so that's good. I got a lot of those. I like to go for the easy items first. I'm guessing this is the brain. I'm guessing this is the programmable brick. So here we go. It has a battery with it as well. So I'll set the cardboard there. So my first initial reactions with this brick, it's exactly what I expected because I've played with Spike Prime, which is the LEGO Education version of this. So this brick here is should power up right there, and cool. So yeah, so this brick does exactly same buttons, same sort of input output, looks pretty much identical. And I'll put in some shots afterwards here of the two bricks side by side, but pretty much what I expected. I'll let that guy sort of power off right now. Set that aside. Now let's get into the fun part. So let's get into the instructions to start. So, ooh, I like this, the instructions here as they go flying. This is talking about the quick start guide, saying that download the app, which is pretty consistent with MINDSTORMS, and it's got a whole bunch of releases, and it also gives us a parts list. Okay, that's cool. So I love getting the parts list. That's good for making sure I have everything later. So there we go. There's that. In true LEGO fashion, we got some awesome stickers. MINDSTORMS, EV3, and NXT, they all came with some great stickers. So I'm sure these will go great on some various models. Let's dig into what else is in the box here. I'll start off with the sensors. So this is the ultrasonic sensor. Looks pretty much the same as what I expect from Spike Prime, so that's pretty cool. Its eyes light up if it's anything like Spike Prime, so that's really cool. That adds some personality to the robots. And actually on the cover of the box, if I bring that back over here, you can see it looks like his eyes are lit up over there, and also up there. So that looks pretty cool. So I'm on board with that. Flipping around here, this should be our color sensor. So our color sensor, just again, like Spike Prime, pretty cool, same connector, same everything, so pretty on board with that. This is probably the first new one here, is we got the motors, same sort of small motor that Spike Prime had, but I like the color scheme, I like the gray. Very much MINDSTORMS gray. It's been consistent, at least going back to the NXT days. There's been a good gray-white mix, so that's pretty cool. And we got two of those motors in the kit, which is pretty nice. That's good because you'll want to have robots driving around, so having differential drive is pretty cool. So that, I think, will be good differential drive motors. Oh, wow. It actually gives us 4 of these motors in here, so that's fantastic. If you think back to the EV3, or the NXT, you did not, like, the EV3 could take 4 motors, but it didn't come with 4 motors, and the NXT could only take 3 motors. So giving you 4 motors out of the box is pretty sweet. What I also love about this, and I don't know how good this is captured on either of the cameras, but right there on the top, you can sort of see that there is a 0 point. So that's one of the cool functions in the software, which I'll show you later, is that you can go back to 0. So that's pretty cool. Okay, digging through here. Ooh, Legoland Kids Go Free. So that's pretty cool. I live in Florida, so Legoland is right down the street for me with paid adult tickets. So that's cool for a little bit of Legoland promotion. Oh, That's pretty cool. Okay, so this was first shown in the Spike Prime kit, but this giant Technic base plate, essentially. They're really, really handy because you can build all sorts of things from them. They're very, very strong. They don't flex. There's a lot of plastic here. So for MINDSTORMS robots, this is a pretty big win. I'm very excited that was in the kit. Let's get into probably the next big win. So Technic panels are always fun. Gonna set those aside. Those probably aren't the big win. These wheels are fantastic. Again, they were in the Spike Prime set, and I absolutely loved them there. And that video is linked in the description below. But these wheels are great. So they're a plastic hub and a pretty good radius. What's nice is that they have lots of connection points in the middle, so you're not just relying on a single axle. So if you need a lot of torque, you can actually put pins in there and connect that to a motor, and they'll spin up nicely. But what's also really cool is the rubber that's on the edge here. Like, this is a nice formed rubber. It's not loose. It's not going to slide. So it's going to be some pretty good traction. And it looks like they gave you a boatload of these wheels. You get 6 wheels in this kit, which is awesome. Like, if I'm thinking sumo robots, you could put 2 giant 3 packs of wheels together, get a lot of traction out of them. This would be great if you're doing First Lego League or something, to have all these wheels, because like being able to drive, being able to have that much, this also kind of heavy, some good weight, that is a great aspect to the set. So that's really awesome. Some larger frames, again, sort of premiered with Spike Prime, was these bigger frames. I don't see anything bigger than these, but I'll totally take big frames like this. That gives you more mounting options. Like, I love the ability that I can, essentially put a motor inside these frames. They're that size. You need some playing with it to get it just right. You might want to put it like that. They don't line up sideways here. I can't put an axle through, but in terms of being able to do it sideways there, make really good, strong connection points on the side of the robot, that's a big win. It's also about the same size as the programmable brick, which is another nice piece, is if you're trying to build like a nice big tall superstructure down the middle or something like that, that's gonna be pretty great. A lot of blue pins. I'm not going to unpackage these because they'll just get all over, but there's no such thing as too many pins whenever you build with Technic, so super on board with that. Let's see if there's anything else. Black pins, 2 packs again. Like I said, you can never have too many. This, I think, is probably a good, this coupled with the blue pins here is probably a good starting amount, but I would want to look and say, yeah, you'll probably need more. You'll probably use more. I'll probably use more in my robots because I use them like they're candy. They're great for holding things together. So pretty excited with what they gave you to start, but you can probably always use more. Ooh, let's go into here. This bag looks pretty awesome. So you come with a Technic ball. So we've seen these before in the NXT kit. The EV3 didn't have them, but they're great things for robots to interact with. They're also cool if you put like some sort of frame or something on top to use as like a caster wheel for your robot to move. A lot of opportunity there. They're super light. I have a little puppy. She's currently looking at the ball here over on the side, and she's absolutely loving that. So about the size of a small tennis ball. Oh, that's cool. So we got some either really big fenders or like sort of, really nice sort of low to the ground sort of things. I've never actually seen these parts in person before, which is, I don't have a set that has them. I think this is actually the first set they're in. I could be wrong though, but they're pretty sweet because a lot of times you want to make a robot that, either has maybe some big walking feet, or you want to slope down and, make sort of like a collar around a head or something like that. Like a lot of cool different things you could do with that. So that's a really nifty idea. Excited to have those in the kit. We have some Technic beams in here, some long Technic beams. I believe these are 15s and 13s. Yep, 15 and 13s in black and white, so certainly fits the color scheme. Super pumped to have those. Now the big thing to write home about is the frames, more big frames. Again, as you start to get to this size, they start to get a little flimsier, but with some good strengthening and some good cross supports. This could be a great superstructure for part of a little bit bigger of a robot. You have a pretty good cable length here on the motors, so you could make that robot really, really big and have really good support there. So that's really cool. Set those down there. Let's keep digging into this. I love the bottom here. They sort of give you ways to sort of sort and organize. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to make a big mess of all this because why not? It's fun. Let's open this guy up. So I'll open up the little package here first, then we'll go through sort of what was in that bag. So usually Lego sends rubber bands or string or something like that in here, and I bet you that's, yep, just a couple of little white rubber bands, it appears. So these are good for pulleys or for tractioning on things. I got a whole stack of those, so they'll get put to good use. Looks like we have a large turntable here, so that'll be really nice. Turns really well. Think about like robotic arms or anything like that. This is a pretty key piece. It's got a lot of good attachment points. I love that. A whole bunch of small fenders and frames sort of things here, so that's pretty cool. That'll give a robot some personality. One of the big sort of top hats, for lack of a better term there, a little dome piece. Oh, it looks like we also have, maybe the parts aren't in this particular one, but we probably have some smaller turntables. Oh, we got direction changers. I don't have a good name for these. I call them direction changers. But these also came out in the Spike Prime set, and these are great for building your robot. And you're like, man, I need to put a pin in a different direction. These little guys got your back covered. So there's a good handful of them in here, which is great. Loving that. Only a couple of dog bones. Not the... I like to use them a fair bit, so I'm kind of disappointed. We've liked a few more, but not bad. At least they're in the kit. A couple of gears there. Basically a red Zammer sphere, going way back if you remember that. Some elbow pieces. I would like some bigger ones. I think there are some bigger ones in another pack, so that should be pretty cool. We got some lift arms over here, and then some axles, and then one Technic beam, a couple of axle and pin holders, another gear, and then I have no idea what this is. I'll have to see if I open up some other pieces for this, because that looks kind of cool, and that could be something important. So let's keep going, see what else we got. So again, we're looking through some pretty standard Technic. Okay, so this is pretty good. That'll allow you to connect some system. That'll allow you to connect some system to it. Another smaller dome piece. So that's pretty cool. Lots of those angle lift arms. These are probably my most used piece whenever I build a Lego robot, because these guys, not that, but these guys are super great because they can take a lot of force and stuff like that. You can't have robots without antennas, so pretty excited to have some antennas. They got some little shock absorber little pieces in here, and then some tiles. Okay, I'm already thinking of a few ideas. Some axle connections there. It's pretty cool. What else? Okay, some more tiles of different colors. A whole bunch of just regular 1x5 beams. And then some various other little direction changers and axle adapters that I'm throwing all over the place here. So that's a pretty good pack. And then also in there you got some 5 mod yellow banana axles, which is pretty great. Okay, let's keep going. Oh boy, there's a lot of fun stuff here. Let's keep going. Okay, I'll open up this one. This has got a lot of smaller stuff in it, so I'll sort of do this in my hand to sort of show it. These 1x basically insert peg direction changer wherever you need it, and I love them. I use them quite frequently. This is sort of a little bit stronger version of the same thing. You can use it with axles, and you got the peg hole, and like always, you got them in gray. We got some longer pins. I use these a lot for like pieces I want to be able to pop in and out. They're great because you can sort of grab that, but you can also stick an axle in it, so pretty good for sensors, that sort of thing. Ooh, you got a little ball cap here. So this can go on the end of an axle. So I'll grab an axle over here and put that on the end, and that's pretty nifty as a way to sort of stop it. We also have in here the little pins with the little knobs on there, and if we have, there's some nice transfer arms and stuff. If we have some of those in this kit, that'll be pretty sweet to use with them. But that's most of what's in this here. There's also a little half bushings and there's some half bushings there. This was what I really wanted. But yeah, just some other axle and bushings and direction changers and little slip-on things here and all sorts of nice little pieces. Oh, we got a couple of little 8-tooth gears, so that's pretty nifty. But probably the big win out of this pack that you can see is these guys. So these guys are great for holding the wires. So I have my ultrasonic sensor here. They will hold the wires, and you can then use an axle and hold it in place. So they're a really nice little grippy thing. They're very strong. You can slide them across the wires and everything. Really strong, really useful across the board. So glad that they gave you how many? There's 4, 6, 8 of them. So that easily handles, there's 6 total ports on the brick, and each port can be a motor or a sensor, so that doesn't really matter, but they give you 8. So that's a great help for really any robot you're going to build. So gonna keep going through here. Let's get to this bigger bag, see what's in here. So this bigger bag has some black frames, which is cool. I love to see the color change. Also, I believe we found where this went. So that snaps right in there. So that has a nice gear on that end, and then would allow something to slip through. So you could probably take an axle. Oh, you do an axle through that end, and then you could do another one through this end, probably with a smaller gear in there, and I probably haven't found the pack that has that. And you could sort of have a differential, I'm guessing. That could be pretty nifty. So yeah, I have not actually played with this piece before, so I'm really pumped. I love it when a set comes with a new piece that I haven't played with, because that's a great opportunity to learn. So I'll have to figure out that. I love my Hassan pins and all that, so looks like there's a few in here. These are pretty good for building sort of bigger framed robots. We got some more fenders, some different lift arms, and a whole bunch of beams in there. So I like that bag, a pretty good one. Let's look at this bag. So I don't really know what to call this piece. It's kind of like a wheel, but it has the 3 axle holes there in the middle and the 2 pin holes. These are great sort of cams, is what I've sort of come to use them with. Because you can put an axle off center, you can use them as sort of like a cam to drive something, which is pretty nifty. They do have some pulleys here. This could act as sort of a wheel without anything on it, or you could sort of put that in there, maybe another one, and use the rubber bands and have a pulley. So some cool stuff there. Some more plates and some big lift arms. So that's pretty good. Okay, we have like 4 of these pulleys in here. That's pretty baller. So yeah, that's a good selection of parts. I'm pretty happy with that. For those Technic builders out there, you're probably looking at this like, oh wow, there's actually a good selection in here. Compared to the EV3, I like a lot of these parts quite well. So, ooh! So we have a nifty little piece here. So that's definitely spring-loaded. I'm curious what we might want to do with this. So this caught my eye. So that can definitely be attached there. There's definitely a spring load. And then I see a spring in the back. So curious. Not sure what to think of that. Yeah, that's a pretty interesting piece. It's not electronic at all. If you take a look at it there, hopefully it's still in focus, you can see that that's a pretty different, interesting piece. I'll have to research that one some more. Like I said, I haven't looked at what came in here at all. This is purely my first reaction. Okay, so I said that there were going to be some smaller, turntables. So here they are. These snap together. So these are really handy for sort of smaller, more dainty pieces. We have another one of those. I'm going to stack that over there. Oh, I betcha I know what those are. I betcha. Let's see if we have it in here. Yep, here we go. So another one there. So I bet you I can tell you what these are now. I stand corrected. Digging through that some more. Yeah, they're the new shooter pieces. So that's really nifty. I like this. Definitely a lot more system friendly than maybe some of their prior ones, and I do like the sort of redesigned, dart. But that's what these guys are. They're actually for shooting things. So they give you 2 of those and 2 darts, it looks like. Yeah. Continuing to dig through here, some more great fenders, Smith pins. Okay, we have some other wheels. These wheels can also go on these hubs, so you can use them like pulleys, or you can use them for wheels. And they give you a whole bunch of them, so that's pretty cool. So you have lots of wheel options in this kit. More fenders, like I said, and sort of accent pieces, which is great. Some Smith pins to do those connections, so pretty big fan of those. Axles galore. And then there appear to be a bunch of these guys, which again are sort of new to me. I'm thinking that this might go in connection with this somehow, guessing, I don't know. Again, sort of new pieces for me. Certainly outside of my standard whatever. They definitely will spin freely on something, so you probably could use a few of them together, maybe like a caster wheel or something. I don't know. I'd be interested to see what the software has you build, you know, when you boot up the app and see what that comes with. Otherwise, in this bag, just some more axles, some more gears, which is great. You know, gearing is probably the #1 thing that's overlooked in MINDSTORMS. A lot of people just like to stick a wheel right on the motor. So, you know, gear trains and all that are pretty cool. But overall, that's a pretty good pack. I'm gonna take these guys out. So as we go towards this next bag, set it down here, we finally get some more color. Probably my biggest complaint to date has been lack of color. Everything here seems to be pretty green, white, and black. But we got some other color pieces in here. So red, yellow, some more green, some blue. So that's really cool. The reason why I love color when I'm working with robots is because of the color sensor. So if you don't have anything colorful to look at, it's kind of boring. You can do some line following, but it's otherwise kind of boring. So if you have like an arm or something and you want to know when it's in a home position, you can lower this down in front of the color sensor, and color sensor wait till it sees red. Oh, okay, it sees red, we know the part is there. So it's a nice, easy way to make a robot sort of find itself. So we have red, blue, yellow, the green, the black, the white that we already had. And here's otherwise just some pins, some more different connectors and pins. Oh, we got some nice small bevel gears as well. So that's pretty cool. I'll add them sort of to the gears over there. Overall, not a bad bag, but add some color to it. So do that. Going to the next one here. Okay. So this one has some of these nice Technic angle direction turner things. So if we want to make an arm, a quick and dirty arm, we could do that pretty quickly with these. The axles fit in, so that's nice. Gives you a lot of flexibility there. So that's kind of a nice big win. We have this, which I think will slide nicely in there. Yeah, that definitely slides nicely in there. And I betcha I assembled this a bit fast, and that there should be another one in there, and this acts like a differential. I'm betting this is a new differential, because differentials are pretty sweet. So yeah, so there looks like there's a little bit of space on multiple sides there. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, I can put in multiple little gears in there. There we go. I don't know if that's going to snap on now. Yeah, it will. Yeah, that snaps on. I can put an axe, or put something there, then put something through there. So maybe as a, I don't know, that's interesting. Sort of works like a differential, but you have all these different gears in there turning, and I'm honestly not sure. Maybe, oh, I betcha. You take one of these guys, put it in there like that. I love figuring this stuff out as I go, right? I've been doing this for a long time, for 2 decades, and you're still sort of like, oh, what is that? Does that work? Appears to. Kind of? I don't know. It looks like it would fit. Like, it looks like the gear fits in there, right? Yeah. So I'm betting it goes something like that. Maybe? I don't know. I'm sure you're all like watching online being like, no, you're using that wrong, and screaming at the camera, and that's okay. I would be too. I'm going to put that in there. Try it like that. See if that works. Better. Okay. But yeah, that's definitely a new sort of differential. Or a different differential, I should say. So I'm pretty pumped about that. That's a nifty part. And I love learning something new, so that fills that goal for this video. So yeah, that slips on and appears if you, I don't know. So yeah, I'll have to play with this a bit more and see sort of what its use is, because it definitely sort of feels like a differential in there. Yeah, that feels pretty differentially, but it's got to snap on somehow. So, you know. Oh, there we go. Yeah, totally a differential. So if you're not familiar with how differential works, this will allow you to transfer power to both axles, and then if one slips, it keeps sending power to the other one, sort of thing. So yeah, so that's a new differential. I like that. That is different, that is new. It's got more teeth connecting, so it's definitely gonna be able to transfer more power. So that's a nifty little thing there. It gives you exactly, oh no, you got a couple of other little half bevel gears in there, so you don't have to use them all on that, but there we go. And now probably the last bin here. So this is just mostly some axle to pin adapters and all that. A few other little pins and axles. So overall, I'm really digging this set. There's some things in here that I have no idea what they do or how to use them yet, which is cool. I love that part of LEGO, is that discovery of like, hey, what am I doing? What should I be doing? That sort of thing. So really excited for this set. I'm going to stop with the live unboxing here, and we'll jump into another video showing some of the software. So stay tuned for that.